a high-pressure, high-stake job, investment banking is recommended specially to those who are good at risk assessment and evaluation and also possess strong interpersonal skills.
I would say an MBA finance in terms of, let's say specialization in international finance, specialization in security and portfolio management, specialization in international banking, specialization in merchant banking and financial services, specialization is fixed income securities, and also legal matters. So a general MBA or an MBA in finance would expose you to the basics. But if you want to go into a little depth as may be needed, then probably an add-on qualification would always give you that edge.
While there are no exams to clear, except perhaps an MBA, there are various skill sets that are required in an individual before he or she can become an investment banker. Few of you might be wondering that if it's such a specialized field, why isn't there a proper course for it?
Trend which I have observed in the last few years with a lot of students who join the MBA program and probably who have that iBanking role in sight is that they would supplement an MBA degree with a CFA, a Chartered Financial Analyst, which would be level 1, level 2, level 3, which really adds on to their skills.
So who is an ideal investment banker? Anyone in a sharp business suit? And what does an investment banker do? What are a few important skill sets he or she must have?
A few of the skill sets which are very important for investment banking career is that he has a very strong quantitative aptitude. He should have a flair for numbers. It will be good if he knows certain valuation techniques. He has done a valuation. Strong Excel skills. So by Excel skills I mean financial modeling, trying to forecast, preparing a financial model for next 5 years for a company. That's very important.
Oodles of confidence, a myriad set of skills to be able to deal with risk assessment and evaluation requirements. A heart of steel designed especially to deal with big money, and you have yourself an investment banker. In New Delhi with camera person EP Regimon and Abhishek Singh, Kriti Mathur for NDTV.
Hello Mahesh sir. My question to you is MBA a prerequisite for getting into an investment banking line? Like suppose for an interview, would a non-MBA student be less preferred than an MBA student?
Yes and no to it. Quite a few investment banking companies, especially in US, the blue chip ones, a JP Morgan or a Goldman Sachs, they used to prefer MBAs. MBA used to be the entry barrier for entering into that field. Not anymore. Psychologists are now entering into it. Anthropologists are getting into investment banking. As the nature, size, complexity of the deals change and vary, companies are now looking to augment their human resources with diverse talent. CA is a very good entry point right now when it comes to Indian investment bankers. They seriously look forward to a CA graduate who's very good with numbers, who's very, very good with people as well, because investment banking also has a human side attached to it, behind the money. So per se MBA is an advantage, but never a prerequisite.
My question is that I am a CA intern. I've just started my internship and I've been exposed to the investment banking field now. And I know, everybody knows that investment banking is a broad field. So after pursuing CA, which area should I enter? And it would be best for me with my CA degree.
The domain is very vast, from let's say mergers and acquisitions to valuation to deal syndication. You have multiple aspects of investment banking demanding multiple skill sets. So at the entry level, it might be very difficult for you to choose a field. The company would fit you in wherever they have a demand or need. Your choices are very limited there, and that is the way it should be. But as you move further, the company will also rotate you. Your manager would probably look at you and decide she is better for valuation than for mergers and acquisition. She has a way with people, so I must put her at the front end. She has a way with numbers, so I must put her at the back end. Those decisions are taken for you in the initial years. But spread over 3-4 years, you would also learn. You would learn, I would like this job, I won't like this job. This is something which I enjoy doing. So the choice is always a function of what is available and what you enjoy. And as you move up the corporate ladder, your ability to choose also grows. So when you reach the vice president level, you will probably be at a level to say, no, I won't do this, I'll only do this. But not at the beginning. At the beginning, you choose what's available to you.
My question to you is that we have been reading and hearing a lot about the global recession since 2008. You know, falling of Lehman Brothers, such a huge investment bank. You know, there have been quite a lot of problems in the investment banking scenario too. As a trainee, you know, I would like to know whether my career in investment banking is quite certain, or you know, there are roadblocks in it.
You know, it's a very pertinent and valuable question, which honestly has no very straight answers to it, because economic cycles are getting very shorter now. You know, we used to have a recession every 40 to 50 years back. Now you have a minor recession every 5 to 10 years, because the amount of money chasing goods and services is increasing substantially. So you will always have these peaks and troughs in any career, especially in a career like dealing with money, which is investment banking. But then money is also the core fuel which drives the economy. So there is no way you can live without money being moved around. And as long as money is being moved around, an investment banker is an essential key which moves that money around. So if you look at a medium to a long term, you will always have a flourishing career in this domain.
So I would like to ask that during the last year of our internship, we get an option to do industrial training. So we can do that in you know, in a company or in a banking institution. So doing it in a banking institution, would it be a big add-on, like working in World Bank or any other banking institution? Would it help in investment banking, or without doing industrial training also you can learn the same amount of knowledge?
No, the important thing to look at is what is the kind of project you are getting. You know, once you've done with the, it might be very glamorous to say I work for World Bank, but once that 6 months period is over, what matters is what is the project you did in World Bank. If you're getting an exciting project where you're able to learn, then even if the company is a 3-member company, you just go for it.
So what would be more preferable once I'm done with my CA and my training, to look for a job in an investment banking firm, or should I open up my own practice?
See, I would always advise anyone to work for about 3-4 years. You know, unless you learn to work for someone else, it's actually very difficult for you to work for yourself. Those 3-4 years, you know, the first 3-4 years of your professional life, you should be able to take orders. You should be able to work within a system. Once you've done that, then you would know what it is to work within a system. Running a company, and you would also build a certain corpus. You won't start off, unless your father is a millionaire who can bankroll your company, it makes sense. Even them, they don't do that. You know, Ambani sends his daughter to McKinsey.
Yeah.
Suresh Krishna's son was in Japan doing basic work for 7 years. The senior Ambani himself sent Mukesh Ambani to Gujarat. The first mill, he was there for 7 years, working at that mill, you know, as an employee, not as an owner. So setting up a practice, you know, demands tremendous internal strength, much more than anything else. Working for someone else, you build that. Do that for about 3-4 years, build a corpus, then think of a company. You're better off, always. So there are pros and cons of setting up a practice of your own, because you're responsible for that monthly check. Then you will decide whether you have that appetite to run that and take that risk and get those ulcers, and of course make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Great, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Hope that answered a few of your questions as well. There are different reasons because of which different people join investment banking. While there are a few who join this world of high finance by pure chance, but those are anomalies. Let's hear it from someone who always wanted to become an investment banker. Let's hear it from him, what he does and what all he is looking at in coming 5 to 10 years.
I'm Nikhil Goenka, manager with Nangia Advisors. I have been working in M&A domain for over 5.5 years. My dream to become an investment banker relate back to the days when I was in college. I did my graduation from Shri Ram College of Commerce, and there were a lot of talks about investment banking when we were budding into making or probably thinking about what career options should we choose. I thought that probably investment banking is something which I should opt, and it because of the creativity and the newness, the innovation and the challenges it brings actually prompted me to choose this. My break came from PricewaterhouseCoopers, where I started with my post-qualification career. I joined them in their mergers and acquisition division, and I continued with them for 4 years. We basically do a lot of structuring. We bring in, try to advise our clients on efficiencies. How do they strategize their businesses? How should they go about acquiring new businesses? How should they enter into new territories? We also do a lot of valuation, the due diligence, and all these domains in itself bring in a lot of interplay of regulations, and not just regulations within the country, also cross-border regulations. So having, with all these regulations coming into play, and with of course some commercial challenges, it makes us realize as to how difficult and how complicated this line of service is.
Moving towards the last hurdle in the recruitment process, the interview. We compile a set of questions asked on a regular basis in investment banking interviews and post them in front of top investment bankers. Their answers wait for you on the other side of the break.
The stress, the exhilaration, the anxiety. This admission season, get a head start. Send us your queries and we will have them answered. College to course, our experts are here to help you decide. Only on Heads Up, every weekday at 6:30 p.m. on NDTV Prime.